Right, welcome, welcome. We're now in September now, so kind of looking back throughout the year, I thought it was the perfect time to make a list about some games that I'd like to actually return to and finish before the year is up. The majority of this list is newer titles that released that I've started and put down for one reason or another, and there's one that's not deep from the backlog, but one that I booted up to get footage of that kind of reminded me that yeah, I kind of want to finish that title. But as you can see on the screen before you, the first one is Avowed. I was actually really enjoying playing Avowed earlier this year. It was a ton of fun. I was impressed with a lot of what they did, and unfortunately, I got to about I'd probably say about three quarters of the way through the game, and it bugged out, and was waiting and waiting and waiting for them to fix the bug. And we're in September now, and it's still the save file is just not. I don't think it's ever going to get fixed. The problem. I even reached out to Obsidian, and they couldn't do anything about it. It seemed so. If I was to return to this, it would mean that I'd have to start from the beginning, which isn't the worst thing. It's not a terrible game, but that is, I don't know, it's probably like 20 hours of progress, maybe more. So, and when you're obviously fighting your attention elsewhere for so many new games, that does feel like a bit of a wasted amount of time. But I did love the game for what it was. It's not what I would have preferred from them. I would have preferred for them to give us Pillars free, but this wasn't a terrible substitute. So there you go. Avowed will be the first one. Right. So up next is Suikoden 1 and 2. They got remasters, I believe, earlier this year. It's not a series that I checked out before. Um, Obviously a big fan of JRPGs, but this one just flew completely past me, and I think was it Gaming Productions. I think did a video on like a deep dive onto it, and they kind of put it heavily onto my radar. Like I knew it by name, but hadn't played it myself. I knew that there was like a ton of characters that you could recruit. I believe that was kind of an interesting little gimmick. But yeah, I booted this up earlier this year, and I put about it was criminal. It was probably about 1 to 2 hours into it before putting it down, and it wasn't like I didn't. It's not that I didn't enjoy it. It's just man, 2025 has just been a hell of a year for releases. There's just been no, letting up. It's just been relentless. So it's definitely one I want to get back to. Really liked the blending of the old art style with the new art style as well. I really do appreciate that when you're playing these older remasters and stuff. It's something I really appreciate about what is it, Octopath, and Triangle Strategy. Triangle Strategy is another one I've put down, which I was playing through. That kind of has like a not a one to one similar art style, but like a similar premise where it mixes like older esque while also refining and sharpening certain points for emphasis. But yeah, Suikoden. Really want to get on to this again. I like the premise of it, but I don't have too much to say about it. Here you go. There you go. I was waiting for the the footage to actually show. I like the text boxes with the characters' faces as well. They're very well drawn, and then like I said, the characters themselves, the sprites are nice and like old school, and then the actual background art is like really refined. So yeah, definitely one I want to get back to. Very much enjoyed it. Right, I believe this is the third game. Um, this was. I was actually kind of surprised that they said about shipping the game because what I got the physical through limited run, and they offered a physical, obviously print of it, collector's edition. So I've ordered the collector's edition, and they said about did you want the game to be sent before? Because the physical collector's edition items won't be ready in time for like release and stuff. Maybe they've done this on other releases for other platforms. I've never seen that done for an Xbox game via limited runs. So that was kind of cool. So I did get to play this uh, on release or shortly after, it might have been. And yeah, it's obviously fallen in love with the Persona series. Haven't dipped too much into SMT, but this, I don't know, this had really sticky gameplay attached to it because it doesn't play like any other Persona game or any other Shin Megami Tensei game that I've played. It's all, the action is taking place on the screen. There's no like turn-based stuff, while it's also mixing in the demon mechanics, which is kind of cool. Um, you play as a detective, and you're finding the people that are being abducted, basically, and you're trying to find out what the heck's going on. As you can see, like the combat's really cool. I was very surprised that it was as fun as it was. So yeah, this is one I put probably about 10 hours into this. Was absolutely loving it, and then I don't even know what came out that pulled me away from it. But this is like something. It's such a first world problem. But you have so many choices, and then something new and shiny comes out. And it's like, man, I'm loving this, but your attention just gets ripped elsewhere. And yeah, it's unfortunate that this couldn't have come out in a slower year. But I definitely want to get back to this. Was absolutely loving it. Very very unique uh, take on like a Persona based game, adjacent game. But yeah, loved it. Right, I think this is the fourth game, and I think this has kind of jogged my memory. I didn't play this at launch. This is Tainted Grail. I think it's Fall of Avalon. Is that what it's called? Yeah, the Fall of Avalon. Um, I didn't play this at release. I'd heard that they had some minor bugs towards like the end game, and I didn't want to dive in on the off chance that I got fully sucked in and would see it through to the end, and then also because especially coming off of Avowed, I didn't want a repeat of getting towards the end game and then it bugging out. So I think this is what pulled me away from Raidou. Um, and this is really impressive. I was very very impressed with what I played of it. It's very. I know a lot of people were comparing it to Oblivion, and there's definitely obviously inspiration there. It plays of the two, I would say it's more in line with the Outer Worlds because it's a little bit more restricted in its approach, uh, basing stuff off of zones and stuff instead of a massive open world, and then you're going into tiny little things. Um, but yeah, so it's from a smaller team, and they did a lot of work here that I was impressed with. Um, I put probably about 8 hours into it. Got to the first settlement, and yeah, they've put a lot of effort into every aspect of the world. Like the notes were well written. There was even in this, like you're playing through the. This is like the tutorial area where you're in like a jail, and there was actually multiple routes that all led back to the same place. Now I don't think that the entire game is based like that. Having exited it, there was kind of there weren't as many branching paths, but it was kind of interesting to see that play out the way that it did. There was like a little hidden boss fight in the jail that got you a nice cool piece of gear if you bumped into that person. But yeah, I think this is a really really good step for this developer, and it'll be very interesting to see what they land on next. If it's going to be like a sequel, staying in the Tainted Grail universe with Arthurian legend, or if they end up going elsewhere. Because what's kind of interesting is that we have Neocore doing King Arthur based games, and they've pulled in because I did King Arthur: A Knight's Tale earlier this year, which released last year on Xbox, and then Legion 9 released on Xbox this year, which I've just finished in the past 2 days. So it'd be kind of cool to see if they were to tackle other civilizations and stuff like that, like Neocore has done. I'm not sure if they would, but maybe. But yeah, this is definitely one I want to get back to because I booted up um, Oblivion's remaster, and it just I don't know. It didn't hook me in the way that this did. Like this stuck its teeth in, and I definitely wanna return to it. It was a very very fun game. All right, the final game, and this is the one I was talking about. Don't remember when this released. Might have been 2021 to 2023. It's one of them years. Um, and this is from Frogwares. A very big fan of Frogwares. Loved the Sinking City, and it's been really cool to see them go on this journey of doing Sherlock Holmes games in the vein of the Sinking City's design. Because they did, if I'm not mistaken, the other Sherlock Holmes games, and they had a very specific design. But ever since the Sinking City, they've kind of melded all of the things together just right, like the combat and the deductions from your investigations and stuff like that. Like everything just fits well. Like don't get me wrong, it's not a AAA game. It's not gonna rival the likes of Red Dead Redemption 2 and stuff like that in cinematic flair, but I don't know, they have charm and they have soul, and that's all you can really hope for in smaller studios and stuff like that. Like you can tell that they love making these games, and yeah, ended up booting it up the other night just to get footage on it on the off chance that I'll talk about it. And funnily enough, it's in the very first video because I want to go back to this game because there's this, and then there's like a Cthulhu one that they did after Awakened, I think. Can't remember. But yeah, just playing this opening yet again, it was just like, man, I really do miss Frogwares and their games. I need to get back to it because the Sinking City 2 is just around the corner. It's going to be releasing at some point, so I don't want to have a bunch of their titles outstanding. But yeah, so there we have it. That was, I believe, 5 games that I'd like to finish up before the year is up. Probably won't be accomplishing that task. It's always the thing of like you hope that you can do these things, but reality then sets in. Especially with next month doing a special event on the Discord where we're doing like a Shocktober thing. Try and finish as many horror games as possible. So that's basically October written off. So I have the rest of September, November, and December to do these games and compete with new releases, which has been the primary cause of not being able to finish games in the first place. So we'll see. But yeah, thank you very much for watching. If you somehow stumbled upon my channel before Brandon's, make sure to check out the description below. And I think it's in the actual channel description as well as an official link where we've done tons of stuff over there. I'm less frequent on there now, but I'll still be appearing from time to time. But his content is amazing. If you want to also join a community with like-minded gamers such as yourself, make sure to pop a comment down below, and I'll hit you back with the Discord link. And yeah, hopefully you'll see more of these types of videos on the channel. I want to try and do more discussion-based stuff in between the the no commentary let's plays, because the whole point of the no commentary let's plays was me not talking over the gameplay so that I could use it for other stuff. And that's this the beginning, the fruits of the labor starting to fall into place. So yeah. Right, thank you very much for watching, and hopefully see you in the next one.